The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
And ends with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And things are afoot in the South Burbs, Dalton, the village of Dalton.
I just love these updates. This is intense.
Well, and this one really came down over the weekend where Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the winner of Brian and Kenzie's Piece of Garbage Madness, #1 overall seed, no one could shake her. She made it all the way there and took the title. So the FBI has investigated now the Dalton Village Hall. We know they've been investigating it as we followed it with our friend Ben Bradley from WGM. And the FBI has been involved for months. We've been talking about it for almost a year at this point, the scandal down there. But the FBI confirmed it was conducting a, quote, court-authorized action at the Dalton Village Hall on Friday. I'm not exactly sure how that works, a court-authorized action. I'll tell you later what Tiffany...
In case she's not want to lock the doors this time, I think is what they're trying to say.
You can't shut your doors like you do with Ben Bradley in his face. You can't do that. But we'll tell you what they described it as in the last sentence of the story. But a statement from the FBI said agents were conducting court-authorized law enforcement activity in the area. That means you see all those people like in a movie with those FBI coats and they pull up in those black SUVs with no license plates on them. Mm-hmm. He's going to surprise the people that are going to be in there and they go like, "Whoa, we didn't know you were coming. We would have had some cookies ready for you or something."
Well, obviously, a little coffee prepared.
Very nice. They declined to comment on the nature of the raid or any investigation they may be conducting. That's what the FBI said. That's how they called that.
Oh, what a thinker. I can't imagine why they'd be there.
Well, as we've talked about all the way through, the possibly $100,000 spent on travel. She makes almost $300,000 a year in her combined jobs over the county and the city, whereas the average salary in Dalton is $29,000 a year. And if she exits, the next mayor will get something like $35,000 a year. Everything will change once she's out of there, which she will be eventually, for robbing people of their money and using it for her own gain.
All I imagine is because she's gotten away with the most ridiculous thing ever. It doesn't seem real. I just imagine her re-winning mayor with like a fake mustache. Like that's just because everything she's done is so insane that it's gonna be like I just can't even. It'll be like Tiffany tenured and they have a fake mustache.
She's dressed like Mr. Peanut. We're all like, who is that?
Yeah, it's obviously somebody completely different. They know what they're doing.
Brian, you tell me, because you're a big Sopranos fan like myself. Kenzie, you're not a Sopranos viewer, are you?
No, I tried to watch it. And then I got like 2 episodes in, and they're like, your free subscription has ended. I'm like, oh, come on.
No.
I didn't know that. It looked very available when I clicked on it.
Well, spoilers ahead for the next 15 seconds. But, Brian, don't you feel like in Dalton right now, it's reminiscent of the final season of The Sopranos where Silvio gets shot up and Bobby Bacala gets killed, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, all these dominoes are falling. And Tiffany Henyard, who is the Tony Soprano in this situation, it feels like it's only a matter of time before she's sitting in a diner with Journey playing, and we don't know what the end result is.
You have to know the end,
Not
Kenzie.
all of us know what the end result is. Now I'm just left in this cliffhanger. What's going to happen to her at the diner?
To be honest, if you watch Sopranos all the way through, people are still wondering what happened at the end. So it's still a fair question, but yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. The dominoes have fallen where there's been people already on her, on the cabinet, the committee that have been taken down. That Keith Douglas we talked about, he was charged with bankruptcy fraud.
Yeah, just last week.
Just last week in making statements of what they did with the cancer charity.
Yeah, because that's the important thing to note here is, we've talked about Tiffany Henyard what feels like weekly for almost 9 months now. We have to keep talking about her because now we're seeing the empire crumble. The dominoes are falling here. There's real movement towards justice, and it needs to be documented.
Yeah, and the people down there will finally get justice, allegedly, I think. Hopefully. I always feel like these people get off. There's been a few people in Illinois that have gone to jail that were politicians, Blagojevich.
Yeah, who would have thought they got Blagojevich out of that?
They got him out of that. Well, when you're on the phone saying, what's in it for me? I got this golden thing.
I got this effing golden opportunity.
No, he said golden thing, which is even funnier. Obama's state senate, I got this golden thing, and I'm going to get mine. If I'm getting some money for this.
That's the thing. We really need to wire into Tiffany Henyard's phone calls because can you imagine what she says when she doesn't know she's being recorded? We have all this stuff of her when she's in front of a camera.
The thing is, what's amazing is taking this long. She's just admitted most of it on camera. We don't need to wiretap. Like, she said it. Could somebody please arrest her? It's unbelievable.
Going back to the Sopranos theory on that, do you think like she doesn't talk on phones anymore? Like I don't think so because she just doesn't care.
I'm sure she's hit up the
Goodfellas,
one
there's like a
payphone in
helicopter
Dalton.
following her all day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's some of the audio of her just bragging pretty much when she won Piece of Garbage Madness. Nice montage put together.
Hey guys, this is Superman. Sydney A here. Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing.
Still don't have a comment.
Sir, you're a trustee.
But once again, I don't have a comment.
Only judge when you got both sides of the story, not one-sided narratives, which is negative narratives in the media. All the trustees walked out because they couldn't have their way. And that's not how government works.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas?
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Well, if you want to see the Chili Peppers anywhere you choose to do that in the United States, at 9 o'clock, we'll have that for you. So 9 a.m. right here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. That is coming up. Now, got to pay off something here at 8:30 coming up in 20 minutes.
Pay up, baby.
Yeah, so I was talking last week around this time on the show. We said we'd do it on Monday about the new releases of the weekend, which Pearl Jam's Dark Matter came out Friday at midnight. It's incredible. I mean, the album is unbelievable. I cannot wait for the Q101 Wrigley Field shows coming up in August, right before Memorial Day weekend. Wait, that's Labor Day weekend. Which one's the end of the year? Summer.
I don't know. I don't know which
Which one
one's
is it,
first.
Brian? You tell me.
Okay. Oh, no. Memorial Day weekend is first. Labor Day is second. Mm-hmm. So am I right?
So when's the Pearl Jam shows?
Labor Day weekend.
Okay, there you go.
'Cause Memorial Day weekend's like in a month or so.
That's Indy 500 weekend.
Yes, that starts summer. Labor Day ends summer.
I don't ever remember.
Yeah,
And
I
Brian,
don't-
you better not wear white pants after that Pearl Jam concert.
I'll throw away all my white pants. It's so nuts.
Thank God. I don't need to see any outlines of you.
So those Pearl Jam shows, and I got into a deep thing on it of, it's amazing. Pearl Jam, 35 years now pretty much, and they can still come up with incredible songs. And Kenzie said, well, these guys are songwriters. You play guitar. Why don't you write a song? Why don't you write a chorus at least? Write just a chorus. Because
I said, because you said, what could I write about? And I'm like, I mean, a lot of songs about relationships, and you have good and bad ones in your past and
Sure.
present. And you were like, well, people have already done that. I don't know why you thought you couldn't write about a similar. He thinks that every song's a brand new topic. No, it's just, it's Christopher Columbus.
I think everybody's written every song about everything that can happen in a relationship by now.
But I challenged you
Yes.
to I was trying to motivate you.
You did. It was great. I needed pushing. I need it.
Yeah.
So I did
I'm a
come
pusher.
up. Yeah. What she's pushing, we have no idea. Gummy bears.
I be pushing.
So I did come up with something. Something's emotional to me, you said, and you said Harper, and so my baby Harper. So I wrote a little chorus about her coming up here. Yeah, but it's I don't know if you'll like it or not. I don't know.
Me either.
I don't know either.
I'm not going to say off the bat I'll like it.
Well, I'm not saying anybody should like it at all. It's hard.
I hope
just
it's a diss track.
well, it might be.
Because she ruined your life. How you supposed to go out?
She couldn't stay awake for the 7th inning stretch.
God, she falls asleep in the 7th inning stretch of the Cubs game yesterday.
How
Come
dare
on.
she?
God.
Lazy.
I mean, she got in free. It doesn't matter, but
It's like bringing a sloth to the
Yeah.
game. The worst.
sleeping on me while I'm trying to watch the game.
God, you can't even place my parlay. You got a baby
How you
sleeping
going to
on
drink
me.
beer like that?
Oh,
she
shit.
never thinks about you.
I didn't drink beer, which is the first time I haven't drank at a Cubs game in a long time.
She ruins everything.
God. Wait to hear the song about her. It's coming up at about 8:25. First, it's Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. Today is Earth Day. Taylor Swift will be recognized for her efforts in recycling most of her albums. Taylor Swift's new album is out. Some say they don't like the new song Fortnite because it has nothing to do with the game. Caitlin Clark has signed a $20 million deal with Nike. See, for those of you concerned she wasn't making enough in the WNBA, all the while never intending to buy tickets or watch a single game on TV, she'll be fine. And the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders are getting a reality show on Netflix. There's already talk it could be the biggest hit of the 70s. This is not headline news.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. and Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. People that were trying to get inducted into it. We talked about that months back, and now they've announced the bands that are getting in. And one of the 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees is Dave Matthews Band. Made my wife very happy. Big Dave Matthews fan. I am too. I've seen him probably 4 or 5 times. And when you see him in Northerly Island, they open up the gates because they have to put 30,000 people in there. And I've seen him at Soldier Field. That was the first concert I can remember in today's era of going to see concerts where everybody sang every lyric to every song. And
it made you mad.
It did. It did. Because I went there to hear Dave Matthews, and everybody was singing so loud you could only barely hear the band's music, but it also shows so much passion. I can't hate that much. If people know every lyric to every song and you can sing it loud, I mean, it just bothers me because I want to hear the band do it. That's all I'm saying. One song, sure. One song everybody sings along with. We all agree which song we're singing along with.
We should all text each other.
Yeah.
A big group text before the show. Hey guys, we're gonna sing this one song. Other than that, shut it. Brian wants to hear the band.
That's exactly what the text needs to be. So like 48,000 people group text. Can you imagine all the emojis that come? 48,000 emojis on that group text.
And somebody's got an Android, so they like the message, but then everybody gets the text like so and so liked the message.
Oh, terrible.
I can't imagine how straight and frustrated your face is at concerts if you don't sing. He doesn't look like he's going to kill everybody. He just sits there with a drink staring.
You know what, though? Sometimes I do sing along, but I don't have the power of the voice coming out. I just kind of whisper it. I'll lip sync,
You whisper?
basically. I'll lip sync.
That's funny to lip sync at a concert. What are you doing?
I'm being respectful to my neighbor who's sitting next to me. You want to hear Dave sing? That's the first show I can remember where everybody, and that Soldier Field show was probably like 2003 or something like that.
So, I'm not a big Dave Matthews guy. The whole vibe is not for me because the people there seem overjoyed. It's a happy concert. It's not the place for me.
You like artists?
Why are you always so unhappy?
Listen, the thing is,
I get your dream radio
I know. I
station
love my life. I just love tortured artists.
Like, what is going on?
Kenzie, you can't enjoy this happiness here.
Well, like Brian and I always say, celebration leads to doom.
I just feel like you're just one of those people who wants to be unhappy, even though everything's working out good.
I really disagree with that. I'm a super happy person. I just love tortured artists. I'm curious though, Brian, because I'm not a Dave Matthews guy. Is this an instance where it clicks with you once you see him live that you're like, oh, I finally understand it?
Without question.
Okay.
Without question, he's a. And
Except
I'm not
for that show because he was mad the whole time. If you see him live and you can hear him.
Yeah, I'm saying don't go with me. Go with somebody else.
I'll go with your wife. He loves Dave Matthews.
Oh, she loves it. And he changed
I'll go with your wife.
Yeah, you guys both go with my wife, and I'll stay in the parking lot and bitch while I hear everybody singing along.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, my ass.
I'll get a little grill. I can grill out tailgate, make some brats for myself while I go. Like, if everybody would just stop singing, it'd be great. I'd really enjoy this show. Yeah. I love him. He's great. And total deserving. And it's not about who deserves to get in because what you're going to hear next, some of the people, you're like, oh, they don't deserve to get in. But
turn into a dragon when you hear somebody you don't like.
Now, another guy that got in, very impactful in a lot of people's lives, not only with music, but with media, just in general. Ozzy got in. This is Peter Frampton. He also got in. Foreigner got in. They had to get in. Sing it, Kenzie. See? They had to get in. I mean, because
I love that song.
They probably have like 40 hits. They've been around for 40 some years. It's funny how bands, how they end up getting in like first ballot. Isn't it 25 years after your debut album you're eligible? Isn't that what it is?
I believe so.
I didn't realize there were so many rules. I had no idea.
It's a very serious business, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Like you were like feeling somebody's opinion. You know, what song gets stuck in your head. Like I haven't listened to you guys in forever.
I think those guys at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just sit around and go, yeah, let's put them in.
You know what popped up on my phone that I haven't heard of her?
They Shazam a song. They're like, put them in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, man. Wait, how did we miss them before? Let's put them in this time.
Marcy's Playground's not in. You're kidding me.
If Marcy Playground was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, oh my gosh.
I just personally believe there should only be one person that gets in each year. Because I think it would be such a big deal then. Like, imagine there'd only be, how long has this thing been around for?
Probably 35, 40
No,
years.
it's like, imagine like 30 people in it. Like the stakes each year, right? It would be big news. There's like 47 people get in. You're like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, but I understand your theory on that with like the Bulls Ring of Honor, but we want more than one band, don't we? I mean,
No, but that's what makes it exciting. Like your person got through this year. Like it's like everybody gets a trophy. You know, it's not fun.
Not everybody, because there are some acts that did not get in this year.
yeah,
Which is just embarrassing because like everybody gets in.
So
I wouldn't be in like 3 years. Everyone's getting in.
After that Foreigner cover.
Amen.
you think they're going to need people? They're going to need. Oh, we better call Kenzie and get her in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It's like, Dua Lipa. It's like, that doesn't work.
Well,
gotta do it, though.
People like Mary J. Blige got in this time. Cher got in.
I love Cher.
Kool and the Gang got in.
It's fun.
So what if Kool and the Gang was the only...
Celebrate.
See, you'd be happy with that. Like if they were the only ones that got in that year, but I don't think anyone else would be happy.
It would be upset. It would be interesting. It's like when like the underdog wins and you're like, what's going on?
As 16 seed Kool and the Gang beats the Rolling Stones.
That'd be insane.
Oh.
I would be tuned in if only one person and or group was going to make it. That'd be fascinating.
Oh, God.
Stakes got to be higher.
I don't
It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I got it.
Have some honor.
But there's
Shouldn't be easy.
thousands of bands, and only a couple
And
get
only
in.
30 would be in.
No, overall there's only 30.
So intense.
Well, like for this year, for example, Oasis was up, and they didn't get in. Case was crying about that this morning.
It actually ruined my morning.
The problem with Oasis is they had such a huge moment, and then the brothers fight, they break up. They didn't have a long enough stretch. Now they're going to get in. It just might not be this year. To Kenzie's point, we'll put them in 50 years.
I don't know. The thing with Oasis, they're one of my favorite bands of all time. The thing with Oasis is they're like the Sandy Koufax of rock music. Sandy Koufax was a pitcher for the Dodgers for 9 years, but he's a Hall of Fame pitcher.
Right.
It's just short peak. He decided, he's like, I don't want to play baseball anymore. And they're like, all right, we'll put you in the Hall of Fame. Oasis has 2 records that matter, but they're perfect albums. If you can't get in after writing Live Forever, your Hall of Fame is a sham. I'm sorry to share, but I do not support the Hall this year. As far as I'm concerned, no Sosa, no McGuire, no Oasis, not the Hall of Fame in my opinion.
What I like about my idea is, because it goes into what, think about how intense sports are, because you wonder, will I see a World Series win of my team in my lifetime?
Mm-hmm.
Will that happen? If you, like, you're probably going to see Oasis get in, because, like, whatever. But imagine, right? Because we need 40 people this year. So imagine, like, you'd be like, is Oasis going to make it while I'm alive? Think about the anxiety each year.
Oh, God, I wouldn't be able to handle that.
That's awesome, though. It's intense.
I got to admit, Kenzie's selling me on this.
She is being sensible.
It is fun.
But it's just because I pictured you in misery for longer. That's just not healthy. I don't want that.
Punching a wall.
Yeah, that's terrible. I don't want to.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.